Get ready to look like a genius without having to do anything clever. Easy to learn, this trick is entirely self-working, can be performed with any shuffle deck, and is a guaranteed faller. So grab a deck, hit subscribe for more confidence building tutorials, and let's dive in to the magic. Okay, so as ever, let's just kickstart by taking a look at the effect itself, the power of lucky numbers, and we're going to start with a shuffled deck. So just hand the cards to a spectator, ask them to give them a shuffle. They really can shuffle the cards as much as they like. And once they've done that, you can also just take the deck and give the cards a shuffle yourself for good measure. Now, you can explain that before we do anything else, you're going to make a prediction. So you're just going to take a pen and a piece of paper or card. And on this piece of paper or card, you're going to note down a single card. And once you've noted that down, you can just take your prediction here and you can fold it up. And you're just going to place it down on the table on the side where it will stay. Now, we want to make sure things really are as mixed as possible, so you're just going to invite the spectator to cut the deck into approximately half, but they really can cut the cards wherever they like. So let's say they cut the deck just about here. You're now going to take these halves, you're just going to shuffle them together just to make sure things really are mixed. So just a riffle shuffle like so, and then just squaring up the cards. And with that done, you're going to explain to the spectator that there really is such a thing as lucky numbers. And generally speaking, everyone knows that 7 is a lucky number. So for the purposes of this trick, we're going to start with 7 cards, and you can just deal 7 cards to the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you can just place the rest of the deck to the side. Emphasizing that the cards have already been shuffled multiple times, you can just explain we want to make sure things really are as mixed as possible. So we're going to take the 7 cards here and mix things up even further. And to achieve this, you're just going to perform a couple of professional grade shuffles. The first is known as the down under deal. So we're just going to deal 1 card down and then 1 card under the pack. And we're going to continue this for all of the cards. So just dealing and mixing as we go. You can explain that for the second shuffle, you're going to perform what is known as the double deal. And this is where we deal the top and the bottom card from the pack to the table, and we just continue this for all of the cards. At the end of that, you could just emphasize that there's now no way that anybody could know the cards or the order of the cards on the table. Reminding the spectator that here we have 7 cards, a lucky number, you're now going to ask the spectator to choose a number of their own. But we want it to be a different number, so say between 2 and 6. And it really is a free choice. Let's say they choose the number 3. You can ask the spectator at this point whether there's any reason why they selected the number 3, and they'll probably say that there isn't. But you can explain that subconsciously that's actually probably their lucky number, and so now we're going to use it to mix the cards even further. Hand the cards now to the spectator and ask them to deal 3 cards corresponding to their selected number, one at a time from the top of the pack to the bottom of the pack, and then turn over the next card. So they'll follow those steps, dealing 3 cards according to their lucky number, 1, 2, 3, and then turn over the next card like so. You're now going to ask them to repeat exactly the same, just another 5 times. So again, just dealing 3 cards from the top to the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and then turning over the top card like so. And once again, 1, 2, 3 cards to the bottom and turning over the top card. So just another 3 times now, 1, 2, 3, another 2 times, 1, 2, 3, and for the final time, 1, 2, 3, turning over the top card. You can ask the spectator whether they sense anything special about the cards they're holding, and they'll probably say that they don't. But you can explain that because of their mixing just now, there's one remaining face down card amongst these cards. So ask the spectator just to take these cards and spread them on the table. And this will reveal the single remaining face down card amongst all of the face up cards. You can just ask them to remove the face down card from the pack. At this point, you can just quickly recap what's happened. From a deck that was shuffled multiple times, 7 random cards were removed. Those cards were then mixed even further, including by the spectator, who mixed them using a number that they themselves chose, and they could have chosen any number. Also on the table is your prediction, which was written right at the beginning before the trick or any of the mixing had even begun. For the very first time, you can now take your prediction and reveal it to all. And we can see here that it says the King of Clubs. Asking the spectator whether they're feeling lucky, you can now ask them to turn over their selected card to reveal an incredible match, the King of Clubs. Okay, so let's take a look at the secret to this effect. Now we really do start with a shuffled deck. The spectator can shuffle the cards as much as they like. Now, as you take the deck back, you're secretly just going to glimpse and remember the bottom card here. So here we can see the 6 of Hearts. You're now going to give the cards a quick shuffle yourself, and in the process, move the bottom card, the 6 of Hearts, so that it becomes the top card. So just using an overhand shuffle, just shuffling off the cards like so, until you get to the last few cards, which you'll shuffle off individually, including the 6 of Hearts, which is now on top. And the 6 of Hearts now on top is going to be the prediction card. And you're just going to note that card down on a piece of paper or card as your prediction. Placing your prediction on the table, you're now going to ask the spectator to cut the deck into approximately 2 even halves. You're now going to take those halves and simply riffle shuffle them together. And during this, you just need to make sure you keep the 6 of Hearts on top of the deck. You're now going to take the deck and deal 7 cards to the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Taking the 7 cards, you're now going to mix them up as follows. Firstly, dealing 1 card to the table and then 1 card to the bottom of the pack. And then completing this for all of the cards. So 1 card to the table and 1 card to the bottom. You're now going to take the pack and draw off the top and the bottom cards, dealing them to the table, and again completing this for all of the cards. And by the end of that mixing, your prediction card, so the 6 of Hearts in this instance, should be the top card of the pack. You're now going to ask the spectator to choose a number between 2 and 6. It's a totally free choice. Let's say they choose the number 4. Ask the spectator to take the pack and to deal the number of cards from the top to the bottom corresponding to their chosen number. So in this instance, 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to take the top card and turn this face up. You're now going to ask them to repeat that exact process another 5 times. So dealing 4 cards individually to the bottom and then turning the top card face up. At the end of that, they should now have 1 remaining face down card in the pack. So you can just ask the spectator to spread the cards on the table. This will reveal the single face down card, which can now be removed. And all that's left to do now is to reveal the single card on the table, which will of course be the 6 of Hearts. And there you have it. Another step in building confidence that carries beyond the cards. Keep sharpening your skills, trust your instincts, and let that mindset guide everything you do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.